After what overall has been a bad few years for Alpine, Flavio Briatore, their senior advisor from the Renault organisation, has heaped pressure on them for the future. Not for 2025, not for 2026, but for 2027. He's come out and said that Alpine must fight for the title in 2 years' time. I have my doubts about them able to actually achieve that, but we will see what happens. And I'll also read out this article before giving my full thoughts here, guys. Full piece on the F1Chronicle.com as always. Alpine is hoping for the odd podium in 2025, regular top 3 finishes in 2026, and in 2027 we must be able to fight for the title. That's the word of team advisor Flavio Briatore after announcing that he has successfully wooed the Italian oil giant Eni back to Enstone and Formula 1. Since Alpine's woeful start to 2024 and mid-season return of former title-winning team boss Briatore as a powerful advisor, the team began to make progress. We understood what wasn't working within the team, the 74-year-old told La Gazzetta dello Sport. Now that we've put everything in order, we can work to improve ourselves. Briatore agrees that he has been able to oversee a return to the racing team way of working at Enstone. In 2025, Alpine must always be in the top 6, perhaps even fighting for some podiums, he said. We have much more aerodynamic margin than McLaren and Ferrari. In 2026, however, we aim to compete for the podium in half of the championship's Grand Prix. And in 2027, we must be able to fight for the title, Briatore added. Managing expectations is not part of Briatore's vocabulary, really. Former team driver Gerhard Berger, who knows Briatore well, says the Italian is exactly the right man for Alpine today. In a very short space of time, he has turned the team around, which had been stuck in some quagmire for years, he told Automoto und Sport. Many people have tried it, but no one has taken the company any further. 6 months was enough for Flavio, Berger added, and I think it will get even better. It was of course a brutal decision to buy engines from Mercedes from 2026 onwards instead of using Renault's own engines, but for pure performance it was probably the right step. Team boss Oliver Oakes told the Gazzetta dello Sport that Alpine's fans should not expect a huge step forward in 2020. There we go. The reasonable man has entered the room. We want to be in the leading group, but we know there is no miracle solutions. We just have to make a better car, he said. Yes, a better car would definitely help, without a doubt. That's not rocket science really at that point. I mean, look, for me, I don't see it. I don't see that happening this year. Maybe for 2026 is essentially a reset for everybody. The cars will be completely different. The engines are going to be completely different. So anybody can challenge at that point. Anybody, right? Especially early on. So there's no point me playing down Alpine's hopes for 2026 onwards. There's just not. Because we don't know. It's completely new formula for Formula 1. It's completely new regulations. So that's a fact. Now for 2025, it all depends on what they want to do. It all depends on what's going to happen in terms of their focus for switching to 2026, because again, it's a completely newer formula. Engine formula, aerodynamic formula, everything's changed. So when do you switch that attention from 2025, your current car, to 2026? Aston Martin have pretty much said that Adrian Newey, when he joins the team in March, will pretty much be exclusively working on the 2026 car from then onwards. I think he's going to take a look at it in 2025 in March, and then in April they switch him completely to the new car, which is sensible. And I imagine it'll be something similar for Alpine. I think them achieving podiums, no, I don't see it. And I know, listen, Gerhard Berger is much better than me. Of course, Berger is in the interesting position of getting both the first and last wins of Benetton in Formula 1. He managed it in Mexico in 1986, I think it was. And then he also managed it again at Hockenheim in 1997. Obviously, after that, they eventually switched to being Renault. But it's a really odd position he finds himself in. But he knows Briatore well. He knows he's successful. He knows what he's done before. But is it going to work in the short term? It's putting these massive expectations on the team and clearly disagreeing with your team principal at Alpine, Oliver Oakes. Is that good for the team? Is that healthy? I'm not so sure it is. But guys, what do you think? Where are Alpine going to finish in the Formula 1 World Constructors Championships in 2025? For me, they will do very well to get even 5th. But if they're getting podiums regularly, like they're saying, they got to be aiming for at least 4th. And we saw them also aiming for at least 4th this year too. And they started out as the worst team on the grid, probably. They're definitely operationally as well. And things have improved since then, of course. I will give, Brit some credit for that, but nah, I think lofty expectations for sure. But will they be ambitious but rubbish, or will they actually achieve their aims? Your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe, as always, to get more content just like this on the world of Formula 1 here on the F1Chronicle.com. Have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you very soon.